Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I am making a pizza today with y'all. I'm taking you through my dough, my marinara, the toppings, and all that good stuff. And so if you want to see more of that, just keep on watching. Hey y'all, so tomorrow is Wednesday. I'm losing track of time here. And I'm going to be having pizza for dinner. I'm running low on sauce. I definitely have enough for tomorrow, but I wanted to go ahead and share this with y'all. I used to follow the Skinniest Dishes recipe, and if I feel like following a recipe, I will always follow hers, but I grew up watching Rachel Ray on the Food Network, and so a lot more often than not, I just kind of throw things together. So this is an inspiration to throw things together, and if you want an actual recipe, I'll remember to link the Skinniest Dishes down below for you. But without further ado, here is my rendition of her marinara sauce. So I make a lot of this, I'll freeze a good bit of it, and I use this stuff all the time. Pizza, pasta sauce, we're having pasta, like baked ziti. I'll use some of this sauce for that. I use a crock pot liner. I know some people hate these and they're toxic. I'm lazy. Please don't at me. Don't come for me. So I'm just using 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. I just came back from Walmart. I'm using pretty much what I could find that I normally use. So I prefer to use the Italian kind, and then I don't really use as much seasoning. They didn't have it, so I grabbed crushed tomatoes. We're gonna go with it. So on top of that, I do need to add a good bit of Italian seasoning. Probably about a tablespoon, which is like the quarter of the palm of your hand. The quarter of your hand. The palm of your hand. Come on, someone, get it together. And then I like a little bit of extra oregano. You could also do some basil if you want to. I actually have some fresh basil that I will probably add in the morning for the last like 10-15 minutes. And then also some garlic powder. I love garlic powder, so I put a lot. Use at your own discretion. And then I also like to add a bit of crushed red chili flakes. Just give it a little bit of spice. A little bam, shazam in your step. And then I was going to use onion powder, but I didn't have any, so I'm going to use the last bit of my frozen onions. Alright. And then we'll just mix her on up, leave her on low overnight, 6 to 8 hours if you need a time frame. And the crushed tomatoes are already a pretty decent consistency, crushed tomatoes are already pretty much the consistency that you want. But if you wanted to make it a little bit more smooth, you could totally blend it up or use an immersion blender. I do have an immersion blender, so I might end up blending it. I prefer my pasta sauce to be a little chunkier, but my pizza sauce to be a little smooth. So I'll probably leave this chunky for the pastas later on this week, and then I have some really smooth sauce already for pizza. But like I said, I just wanted to share my crock pot marinara, throw it all together, don't really care sauce. Alright, so to make the pizza dough, I use My Busy Kitchen skinny pizza dough recipe. You can Google that. I will also have it linked down below. And it comes out to approximately 1 point per ounce. But to make this, what you need is self-rising flour, salt, yeast, non-fat Greek yogurt, and water. So we're going to combine all that together, get it kneaded, and then it'll rise for a few hours. Here we go. measure out my Greek yogurt, I like to reverse weigh it. And so what you're gonna do is put it on the scale with the Greek yogurt already on the scale. And then it's 3/4 cup is 170 grams. I need a half a cup, which is about 110, 115. We'll go with that. That's close enough. So what I'm gonna do is change this over to grams, and we'll scoop it out until it says negative 110, 115, somewhere around that range. All right, that's too much. There we go, 111, close enough for me. So then we'll just scoop all that out. Back up where it in its little hidey hole. And then you want to start off with just half a cup of water, because it depends on what brand of Greek yogurt you use. Sometimes it can be a little dry, I'm not going to say the M word, but you know what it is. So you just want to start with half a cup out of 3/4 cup of water. Okay, close enough for me. And I'm just going to knead it until it comes together. There's still a little bit of flour left in the bowl, but I don't want to keep adding water because then it gets too sticky, and then you have to add extra flour whenever you're rolling it out and kneading it and all that stuff. So for the last second or two, I'm just going to knead that by hand until there is nothing left in the bottom of that bowl. And then you could wash this out if you want to. I'm just going to spray it. Throw the dough back in there. I'm gonna cover it with saran wrap and then just let it sit in the microwave for a few hours, and it'll be good to go. What I really love about this dough is how diverse it can be. Some people like to add garlic powder and Italian seasoning whenever they're making pizza. This for me will make 4 servings of dough, and with that I can make pizza, calzones, breadsticks, cinnamon rolls, danishes, and so many other things. So I don't like to flavor the dough as I'm making it unless I know that I'm going to use all 4 servings that day with that recipe. So just a little tip. I'm going to get this covered and put up in the microwave. Hello, new day, new me, same me. Awkward. Hello, new day, same me. We are back. I have already cut the crock pot off and let it cool down a little bit. And I'm just gonna portion them into these 2 jars. It might all go into one. So I'm going to do this one first. This is the one that can go into the freezer. And so I'll fill this one up first. You want to use a wide mouth one if you're going to freeze them, and that leaves some room for it to expand. Otherwise, you're going to be cleaning up broken glass and frozen foods. So little tip. So now I have 2 containers of marinara for pasta or pizza or dipping or whatever you want to use it for. This one's gonna go in the freezer, and this one will be used in my baked ziti later this week. I already have my pizza marinara in the fridge. I just wanted to, like I said, just wanted to go ahead and get this made and show y'all how I do it. And if this was gonna be for pizza, this would be the point that I would use my immersion blender, and I can just stick that right into the jar and blend it right on up. So next thing I'm gonna show you is my dough, and I've gotta go get the mixer and all that stuff. So back again to finish this pizza. I'm so excited. I love pizza. A little too much, clearly. So I have a baking mat, and I'm just gonna use that to roll my dough out on. I have a pizza roller. I have my dough. It's already, I let it rise for a while. I have my scale. I've got some flour. And then I prefer to make my pizzas on cast iron skillets. I just think it gives the crust a nice texture. Anyways, so starting with the pizzas. And you don't want a whole lot of flour, like that was maybe a teaspoon of flour, if that. And I just really want to make sure that I get the roller as well. I need 5 ounces of dough for mine, and that's going to be 5 smart points. It depends on what flour you use. Some flours will make it 6 points, but you're looking at 5 to 6 points for 5 ounces of dough. It's a good amount of dough too. All right. A little more sprinkle. All right. And then I find it easiest to just roll your pizza directly onto your skillet. And so what I will do is I will roll both crust out for me and Nate. And then I'm gonna pre-bake my crust at 425 for 5 to 7 minutes, and then I'll pull it out, put the toppings on there, and throw it back in the oven to let the cheese melt. I'll be back in a bit. Also remember to put holes in your crust with like a fork or something, and then that'll keep it from rising up like a blowing up like a balloon. Blooper. Okay, anyways, moving on. So this is my pizza. I already put Nate's pizza back in the oven. I am gonna add 0 points worth of my sauce on there. I'm adding 1/3 cup of this full fat mozzarella cheese for 3 smart points. I'm gonna add 1/8 cup of the turkey sausage for 1 point. I'm gonna add 1 point of Kalamata olives, some banana peppers for 0 points, not even a tablespoon of that for 0 points, some mushrooms, and 5 pieces of real pepperoni is 1 smart point, I think, or 2 smart points. But my whole pizza comes out to 12 points. It's gonna be delicious. There she is. Isn't she beautiful? And then I've also got my glass of wine, and I'm about to turn on probably some Disney and just enjoy a night with pizza. All right, Thank you for watching my video today. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see more of. I hope you enjoyed this. Also, you should know this pizza is really freaking good.